Hello, beautiful beings. Okay, I've tried recording a couple times. Ancients, can you please record this video for me? That usually seems to work when I finally ask them to do it. Oh, okay. So they just showed me, because I've asked so many times, why do things seem to work when I finally ask for help? And I just now asked that again, and they just showed me how a trance channel, how they go into trance and they're stepping out of the way. So when I asked for help, they were making it seem like that's very similar, because we're both channeling. And okay, they're showing me one of my favorite readers, how she has this thing right before she starts. She says, I don't remember exactly what she says, but clearing the energy, taking a step aside. Yeah, it's very beautiful. So okay, that makes perfect sense to me. So when I ask them to do it, all of a sudden I'm going from seeing myself doing it, trying to do it myself, to like observing it, seeing it happen more from my heart space out my eyes instead of from here out my eyes. So yeah, immediately I start seeing the thought dust settle. Before I ask for help, there's just thoughts up competing with each other to want to come out first, come out the mouth hole first. So, okay, all right. That's beautiful. It's all just a matter of practice. The energy right now on planet Earth, according to how I'm feeling it, is incredibly intense, and it feels like ancients, what is the very best way to describe that feeling? I have called it pressure for a really super long time, and that's what it does. It feels like pressure, internal pressure in my body, but not necessarily a physical pressure. And it carries with it the high probability or potential to react to situations, to react to other people. Bad news. I had a notification first thing this morning that this credit card, it's a care synchrony credit care card, was past due, but I actually paid it off last month, or so I thought. Yeah, I hadn't actually paid it off. There was low funds in my account at the time, which was, I don't, that really threw me. That could have really, really thrown me into, and it did for a minute. I felt, this isn't right. I've been paying this thing for the last year. I felt so amazing. I told my kids, my mom, that I finally paid this $2,000 bill off, to get a tooth fixed. Of course, it was well worth it. I'll just tell you, I had a root canal done on this side 9 years ago. And a year ago, I went in to get my teeth cleaned, and it was time for x-rays. And she noticed like just a shadow over here. And it was that tooth that they had done the root canal on, but they left 2 canals with like cavity in it. And it was eroding my bone on that side of my jaw. So of course it was well worth it, but I've just been paying on it so diligently and faithfully, and it just felt like, it just felt so frustrating this morning, but I stopped and I was just like, please do this for me. You don't even have to name what you're asking for help. You don't have to have a visual, a name, nothing. Just saying the words, please do this for me. It's magic. It shifts the perception. For me, it does. It completely shifts the perception. I mean, of course, it takes practice. There's still some mind activity going, and practice on how to just should not be a word in there, how to remain present And that's basically it, present. But if you haven't remembered your true nature of presence yet, if you haven't had your remembering experience yet, and you can't turn your attention to presence and know, and just know that you're in presence and you are presence, and just be there completely. If you don't know how to do that yet, or if you don't remember how to do that, I'm saying remember because it's our natural state of being, and having this human experience is one of forgetting that and then of remembering it. And so turning our attention away from whatever it is that has potentially triggered us to presence, because that's where all answers come from, is presence. And so the sooner I can be fully in my body again and not worried, then the sooner I'll get the answer. I don't have to wait that long. I don't have to wait to feel completely calm and peaceful to get the answer, though. It just takes some effort. There's actually saying a mustard seed of effort, just like a mustard seed of faith, is all it takes. And that's beautiful. Just the effort of wanting to give the responsibility over to what is already living this life, then that's really where the magic happens. Overriding the intensity and the realness of what we're perceiving to be true. The fear, whatever fear is up, whatever anger is up, it feels so incredibly potent. It feels like it's almost impossible to overcome those feelings in the moment. And like Eckhart Tolle says, once that pain body takes over like that, those strong emotions take over, it's just really, we're just going to have to ride it out the best we can until we, come to again, basically. Because it's like we get stuffed up into our heads with fear, panic, and worry, judgment, all of those things. And it's like the trap door closes and we're stuck up here. And it feels almost impossible to get back down into any type of peaceful place where I can see the reality of the situation clearly again. So basically that's what ascension is about, is, that practice, going from person to presence, our own natural state of being. And that's what the ancients and myself are here for. So it's, just don't react. Whatever you have to do, don't react. I've been practicing this for a really long time now, and so is everybody that I love. Yeah, we talk about it all the time, because when was it? It was several years ago now. I was like, I'm onto something here. There's something about reacting. Yeah, I had no idea that it was even possible, because I have suffered from severe PTSD for a very long time, and I don't anymore, but those feelings would come up, and that just felt like reality, but it was a conditioned reality. It was a conditioned response to situations throughout my life. So those can be unconditioned and reconditioned into okay, so they're showing me, instead of having a knee-jerk reaction, a triggered PTSD response, with practice, that same situation could come up, and there's like I can feel the emotion that comes up, but I'm so detached from it now to where I'm still feeling it, but there's space enough to where I can see it and go. Like a couple days ago, I went to have an employee meeting, and to give up my two big lake house, the lake house clean and the river house clean. And that's going on faith. And I need to do it because I can't work that hard anymore. And so when I was sitting in the parking lot, before I even left my house, I started getting wave after wave after wave of intense anxiety. I was deep breathing through it. And I thought it was mine for a minute, because it had been going off and on all morning and just like building and building. And then all of a sudden I said, Ancients, what is this? And I just stopped. And because when I ask, when I say, please do this for me, or ancients, what is this? It automatically brings me to presence because I'm listening. I am listening. I can't chase the answer. I can't try to think up the answer. I can't try to think of what it is. My job is to let all of that thinking go, and I listen. And listening is like fully rooted in presence because I'm listening inside. And they said, it's not yours. Oh my gosh, you're right. Oh my gosh, that's such good news. That's not mine. Because I scanned my life, like, what could I possibly, how could I possibly be feeling like this? There was none of my own thoughts, fearful thoughts. Even though I was giving those 2 cleans up, I've been releasing any fear around that at all for the last several weeks because I knew this was coming. And oh man, it just feels absolutely amazing that I'm going to be done with those. And I have 2 vacation rentals to replace those. That came about, but they don't pay as much, which is totally fine. Yeah. So it was a leap of faith, but not that big of a leap. Well, one of them I'm giving up, the lake house, that pays $300 a clean, no matter if 2 people stayed or 12 people stayed. It's always the same amount, which is really amazing when only 2 people have stayed. It's so fast, getting done in an hour and a half or 2 hours and getting $300 for it. Yeah, it's made it worth it for a long time, but I have to choose peace at every turn. That's the compass, that's the navigator for my life. And sure, there'll be uncomfortable times, and I'm not going to veer away from anything that feels challenging or uncomfortable. This is big, and I've been being urged to let go of this for a long time. So I'm sitting out there in the parking lot and literally doing deep breathing, and I messaged, and I started getting somebody. I said, well, who is it then? Who is it? And I started getting the fellow cleaner, the one I've held satsang with for over 5 years. I started getting her on my radar. And so I messaged her and I said, have you been feeling a lot of anxiety today? And she sent me a voice clip back, and she was just like actually, or as a matter of fact. And then she went in to describe just the level of anxiety that she had been feeling all day. It started the day before that. And I was just like, well, holy moly, man. Oh my gosh, I am praying for you right now, because if I'm feeling this and it's yours, I can't even imagine how you're feeling. Well, I can imagine it because I used to feel that way myself almost every single day. So, and had zero control over it. So she promised that she would, when she's feeling like that, she'll start really focusing on doing more deep breathing and just trying to calm herself down a little bit. Or she's really good at messaging me now or calling me when she's in that dangerous neighborhood called our minds. So I didn't get triggered by that. I could have, because when I feel anxiety in my body, it usually has been a trigger for intense fear on my part, because any type of anxiety feeling like that would always equal mental spin out, where I just couldn't stop thinking. But that doesn't happen anymore. It started, I thought that it was starting to happen last night, because I was watching a documentary, and they were really good. I have been watching documentaries on people that live in incredibly cold places, and it makes where I live just seem like a cakewalk, because it is anyway. And so I was snuggled on the couch with Doozer, and the next one started, and they were all good up to that point. And I was just like, okay, cool. I won't change it. And no, it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. And that it was definitely a pop quiz for me last night. Shortly before I went to bed, I felt so overwhelmingly sad, and I was just like, wait a minute, this isn't mine. I've learned how to use logic. Logic is actually logic balanced with emotion is just the perfect combination of how to see life, they're saying. I used to be so against logic because, and we were just talking about this a couple days ago, I used to be so against logic because the example that people were giving me of logic, there was no emotion, there was no feeling attached to it. It felt so cold to me. But like 8 or 9 months ago now, I had a major realization about, well, one day I was trying to use logic in a situation that I was feeling incredibly emotional about, and they said, "You're not faking it. It's not fake it till you make it. Logic is seeing things exactly like it is." Yeah. So, you could say some people see things logically and that's the way it is. Well, that's not the way I see things isn't necessarily the way it is for everybody. And some people that use logic think that that's the way it is and should be for everybody. They're also highly narcissistic. They're saying, "Yeah, okay, I feel my dad, amongst other things, was highly narcissistic." And so, it has taken all of us an incredibly long time to heal from being around somebody like that. Even though he had really amazing qualities also, his destructive qualities were incredibly destructive. Oh yeah, you got a glimpse of that. I don't know if you saw his hair or not, but it's the same color as the rock right now, and it won't be. Is there anything else? I think I have 306, or I don't know, who knows now, but thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. It's a gift every single time I see that I have one more. Yeah, YouTube just congratulated me for 8 years on YouTube. When I first started recording videos, they're not super consistent right now. Well, they never have been. Okay. I record videos when I feel highly compelled to record them. That's the only time I do it. And when I first started recording videos, I still had so much mental activity that would come in. And I had been doing it for a long time and had maybe 3 or 4 subscribers. And I had 94 subscribers for an incredibly long time. And I remember these because I felt like I was just stuck on there. But it was such a beautiful mirror because it just brought up, rejection and self-worth issues and how other people perceive me and insecurity, all these things that I've been shedding off for so long now. I would not record I would feel so defeated that I wouldn't record a video for 3 to 6 months. And it always amazed me though, because even way back then, I would still get some subscribers when I wasn't recording. And that still happens to this day. And yeah, I don't have those thoughts anymore. Well, maybe a thought will come in, "Wow, I haven't recorded a video for a week or 2 or something like that." But yeah, it just comes through when it does. And there's just no mistaking feeling compelled, because to me, because if I'm feeling compelled to do something, I'll be doing something else. And it's not like ADHD. This is different. It's an urging. Yeah, I feel urged, and I'm doing it. I'm feeling compelled. Yeah, the urge to do it and the life force behind it. I'm just doing it. And I can be arguing also in my mind. I'll be or verbally, "Well, geez, I just got up, recording this video. My hair was an absolute mess. No, I was just no, come on, you guys." And I don't have to do it right now. It's not like I'm a prisoner or anything, but feeling compelled isn't quite as intense as the urge to push a baby out, but the urge to push and feeling compelled is very similar to me. Yeah, I'm very sensitive, they're saying, to their guidance, to their, it's not cues. What is the word? I'm not sure. They just put it in the folder. They're like, "Leave that." Okay, is there anything else we want to talk about besides don't react? If you are in a situation and you're feeling like you just can't not react. You can't say something snide back or see, because those things, they feel really good in the moment and justified, but it keeps us stuck in that energy with that person, in that situation, completely stuck. And it may feel just absolutely impossible to stop doing that. But I've worked with so many people now over the years that they're not stuck like that anymore. And even as we were working through these things, like with Moonstar, what an example about, she's just always been so willing to let go of these things no matter how much it has hurt. And she's always been so open to what comes through from the ancients that if we're having a conversation and she'll say something, what's a good example? You know, if she's saying my what is that, verticulitis, my verticulitis, you know, we just say the, oh yeah, it's the verticulitis, not mine. You know, that's one of the first things when we start working with somebody that they point out right away is people generally, unbeknownst to themselves, are claiming the illness or whatever it is. And it's a huge vibrational step away from whatever it is by saying the, especially with physical illnesses. So I think that's it for now. I'll show you Doozer. He's such a sweet boy. He got his stitches out yesterday, out of the front of his neck. If you don't know, my dog got attacked by another dog a couple weeks ago, and he's doing really well. That's it for now. Satsang. This was Satsang with Mamaji and the Ancients. We love you so much. We really, really do.